You've been sold the wrong story about crypto. And the dangerous part is, I think a lot of people are kind of believing it, especially if you're on X or YouTube currently. QE, liquidity, the bullish narrative. None of that means what you actually think or what you've actually been told. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff about T-bills and bonds and US Treasury malarkey, right? And literally over the last 48 hours, if you follow me on X, you'd know this, I've been biting back a little bit because it's annoying me. The thing is, right, we're at a point where, yes, US Treasuries have executed a decent buy, obviously. 12.5 billion. Nothing crazy, though. And obviously, yeah, you could talk about the inflation periods and stuff like that, but these were scheduled for mid-December. That's fine. But the thing is, as you can see, it's just FOMO hype trying to get people really excited about it. This isn't going to pump your altcoins. It isn't a suddenly liquidity is back, risk on, up only. If we're going to get a risk on situation, it's probably going to be very, very short and sweet, which is going to probably hurt people because when we talk about the likes of QE, quantitative easing, it's a very different game. Very, 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 very different game. And I think that is where people get a bit confused by it. If you want to do something, just pause the screen and just read that. Because I cannot fathom how this is going to be a thing. And you can even scroll down below here and go, well, the Fed have quietly restarted bond purchases, boosting crypto markets, right? This is not the thing that we are talking about here in terms of quantitative easing. Everyone is talking about the same thing. And I know people in the comments will be like, oh, you're such a killjoy. But realistically, this is how people get destroyed. This is how crypto creates narratives from fast, loud, and incomplete data and information that no one really knows what they're talking about. So I'm hopefully going to try and make it simple for you. Because what I've just said is absolute dog shit. Because of this. Global liquidity is set to shrink. And it is. And that's the problem. You've got the ECB, the Bank of England, and the Bank of Japan, for example, all looking to shrink their balance sheets. That's $1.2 trillion potentially coming out of the system here. It's all here in terms of the data and the forecast of what they're expecting to do. They're telling you what they're doing. And that's the thing, 1.2 trillion. Okay, cool. That liquidity is going to expand. Is it? Is it? What? China has the biggest balance sheet. What if something goes wrong there? Japan is already looking like a knick-knack in the door right now in terms of the lock. You probably did remember the meme. But that's a problem we've got here. The Fed have paused QT. Yes, but globally? No. Liquidity is still tightening everywhere. And let me make sure this is clear in your head. Pausing, tightening is not the same as easing, is it? Because let's be honest here. I need to talk about this as well. On the screen, hash key raises 206 million, right? That's fine. That's just a narrative, right? Risk would be already expanding if this was QE. Leverage would be climbing. Price would be trending, not stalling, right? Obviously. Instead, what's actually happening here, and the reason why I put this on the screen is quite obvious. They've mentioned that they're quite conservative with this. Capital is behaving cautiously. They've stated that this IPO is regulated and conservative capital. Michael Saylor has also hinted at incremental, not aggressive buys. Okay? Altcoins are struggling. Bitcoin is stuck around 90k below that now. Capital is behaving very cautiously because what is happening here? What is QE, boys and girls? Well, this is the thing. On the screen is the M2. And this is one of the best resources you've got. Institutions aren't trading like QE is back. They're not. And that should tell you something. On the screen is basically telling you what the global liquidity looks like. The little grey boxes are recessions, by the way. And the thing is, the people that are talking to you have been investing in this market for a very, very short period of time. I've been a decade investor now and I've seen a lot of things. But a lot of people that are showcasing the narrative have only just remembered what happened in COVID. Massive money printer, money go, but hasn't happened like that in the past. QE is a measure for control, like a life support machine for the economy, essentially. And that's where the difference is. People have no idea. By the way, if you want exclusive content from myself, course content, guides, the lot, even a Discord, indicators, everything you need, jump in, Patreon. I'm not on YouTube that often these days, and probably makes sense, really. You never guess what I'm going to say now, and you're going to hate it. Price is telling you the exact same story. Look at the state of Bitcoin, right? So we've had a big, massive failure. We're broken down very aggressively here, as you can see, right? everything's bearish. We're below the 50% on the RSI, pretty bearish. You know, the stable currency dominance has been rising at the bottom here. That's a free indicator you can get, by the way, if you jump in on Patreon. And the thing is, we are rejecting at key levels. I'm disappointed. Bitcoin to me has disappointed me. It's like that lost little thing that's like, what are you doing? It's a bit lost at the minute. And we are in levels of resistance where we need to kind of get out of, realistically. And that's the problem that we've got. When you dump this much, 30%, you'd expect a reaction. Now, yes, I do talk about it. I think we're going to get a bounce. But so far, it has not delivered. It's like an every parcel. So when we talk about this, you would expect it to go to at least 98 to 103. In my personal, humble opinion, not financial advice, you'd expect a drop of that gravity, that would be the case. Hasn't happened, has it? And it really hasn't happened. And when we talk at the likes of, I don't know, let's look at the stable currency dominance. This is still rising. And that's a big, big, big problem in terms of, well, money's going out of the likes of the live assets into, say, stable currencies because people are shitting themselves. And that's the thing. And I can talk about trading. I can talk about why you should be trading your altcoins instead of holding them because, you know, there's money volatility there. There's a bit of situation where you can make money going long and short. And I get it. There's a link below to Blowfin if you're interested. It's a fantastic exchange, no KYC. People are blowing themselves up by just holding their altcoins expecting to make mega money. But realistically, Bitcoin dominance still looks like that. This could go up at any point. That's quite scary, really, when you think about it. So that side of it, in terms of the psychological effect, is price isn't reacting to anything, no matter what news is happening. But this is a thing. This upsets people because I could talk about the FTSE 100. The UK market over the course of 2025 has outperformed most things. How? We're a horrible country. We're crap at things. We're rubbish. Look at the Russell. New all-time high. I used to always joke about this, go, oh, look at this, because in the past, previous cycles, right? And it was highlighted to me on my Discord that when this went up, altcoins went up. This time around, it's been the total opposite. It hasn't done the same thing. Look at the S&P 500. We are going to new highs. Bitcoin's gone down 30% since this point, by the way. Pretty weird. And that's a thing, right? And people will always argue in the comments, and I get it. I understand it. Oh, this is all happening, great. But in the same time period, Bitcoin and altcoins have not done anything at all. And that's where the biggest worry is. And that's what should be that big red flag that's flickering in the wind, realistically. Because I want to talk about this bit. This is important, and I want you to pin your ears back because, as I say, right, the psychological factor is that in the last couple of days, I've just seen millions of people showcasing the same chart. Oh, QE's here. Same screenshot, same conclusion. But they're not mentioning, as I said before at the start of this video, the ECB, the Bank of England, net liquidity. They're not like doing the same thing as what the US market's doing, right? It's a very, very different concentration. So it's very, very easy to spread a positive story, right? But when we talk about Japan, let's talk about what's on the screen here. This is Japan. Hello. If you've ever been to Japan, you'll know what their economy is like. It's a little bit different. They're the largest holder of the US debt at the current market, which is a problem. They've done, for the first time in their history, rate hikes for a long time. We're talking a long time here. And that's the thing. If there's going to be another rate hike, I think on the 19th of December, potentially baked in, Bitcoin dropped quite a lot last time. And now what we've got is this macro behavior where every single time Bitcoin or altcoins or whatever bounce, we get sold into. Every rally feels fragile, as I've alluded to before in the previous screen with the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin is behaving very boring. It's like a stablecoin. It's been like that since most of the year, realistically. I know it's not like the most bullish observation in the world because it's not. It's cautious. It's like you should be careful with what you're doing right now. Oh, people fall into the narrative of, Santa Rally. Things broke in September. That ruined the Q4 narrative completely. If you've been watching my content, you'll know that, and I showcased it. And here we are. Almost at Christmas, nothing's happened. Why? Well, it's all around you, that's why. And the thing with all this, BTC inflows, it's absorbing a lot of new supply, I get it. The Ethereum ETF's not doing very well, realistically. Price is not really reacting at all. It's all right, it's doing its thing, but it's nothing crazy. This isn't a demand problem. It isn't. The problem is people do not like uncertainty. Cryptocurrency reacts very differently to the stock market. The stock market is based off earnings and potential for the future. The crypto market is based off narratives and strength, realistically, because of what it is. It's just the reality. You've got on here, I think, in terms of the world of crypto, you've got distribution, you've got deleveraging, and weak hands going into the strong. People are flapping, they're buying high. People get killed with leverage, and more often than not, distribution happens. It's very simple. And price lag often follows and flows when something happens with them three, realistically, right? We've seen it before with stop losses and leverage and liquidations, and then we talk about weak hands into strong hands. And I get it, Michael Saylor's buying like buggery, and so am I, right? But the reality is people are scared, and I get it. But people look at this market, they follow influences that are in the stock market, are now in crypto, and they're getting it wrong. Raoul Paul, for example, just saying. As you can imagine, I talked about this before on X. I'm biting back a little bit. And on the screen here is the US dollar, DXY. And I'll be honest, the market isn't broken yet, but it is very confused, I think. And you've been sold this clean lie of a bullish story that is in reality very, very messy currently. There's a lot of context that's been missing, realistically redacted. Liquidity does matter more than anything, but context matters more. You need the context to give you that behavior. When QE actually arrives, price will confirm it. Not Twitter, not YouTube, but normally QE arrives when something's broken. Are we really going to break the market just for a money printer? Really? Probably not, no. So there you go. Hope you enjoy. I do think that you've been sold the wrong story, so I've hopefully cleaned it up for you. Yeah, it is unfortunately what it is. Hope you enjoy. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like, of course, and more importantly, subscribe to the channel for more. I'm going to probably do a lot more content like this in terms of just trying to hopefully clean things up. Anyways, if you're not yet done so, watch this. This is my thoughts on the super cycle. That probably isn't going to happen, neither. Sorry.